Indian social media is currently drooling over what they claim is a discovery that China has a secret, brutal caste system. These trolls and certain media outlets are in a China-bad frenzy, flooding platforms like X and Instagram with memes claiming that China's ancient social structures are actually a hereditary hierarchy mirroring India's own. But surprise, surprise, it is all a load of crap. Today we'll go beyond the propaganda and find out the real story, including a very important fact that none of these trolls will tell you. What is truly remarkable this time is that even mainstream Indian media outlets, which usually jump at any chance to criticize Beijing, are slamming these trolls for their sheer ignorance. This is Reports on China. I'm Andy Boreham here in Shanghai. Let's get reporting. Before we get into the debunking, we need to understand what a real caste system actually looks like, because the comparison being made by these trolls is beyond offensive. In India, the caste system is a deeply rooted and super toxic ideology of social stratification. It acts as a civilizational birth prison where your opportunities, social status, and even your human rights are predestined by your lineage. At the bottom of this hierarchy are the Dalits, who number up to 200 million people. These Indians are often locked hereditarily into dangerous, dirty, and dehumanizing occupations that are deemed polluting for others, such as manual scavenging and cleaning up human waste by hand. Even today, surveys in Indian villages show Dalits are frequently denied access to water facilities, places of worship, and restaurants. It's a brutal reality where a crime is committed against a Dalit every 20 minutes. This is the horrific standard that trolls are now trying to project onto China. The digital border between India and China has become a site of intensive narrative warfare, especially since the June 2020 border conflict. This latest offensive tries to convince the global public that China possesses a similar birth-based prison by targeting the ancient occupational categories of scholars, farmers, artisans, and merchants, or 士农工商. Before we look at the historical facts, let's see how this is being framed by some of the most dishonest actors in the media landscape. Newsgram, a US-based digital news platform that focuses on Indian and global affairs, highlighted the taste of their own medicine sentiment felt by many Indian users. Indian social media has struck a nerve for the Chinese Communist Party as the netizens drew comparisons between China's historical hierarchical divide and India's caste system. The ancient China 士农工商 system divided people based on 4 occupations, which Indian netizens thought was similar to India's Varna system. Meanwhile, Op India, an Indian news and opinion website known for its right-leaning perspective and nationalistic slant, was even more explicit in its attempt to rattle the narrative fortress. For many years, the Chinese Communist Party concealed its societal realities behind a firewall and concocted hateful narratives about India's social structure and caste system. However, Indians have memed their way into rattling the CCP's propaganda fortress. Since the past few days, major social media platforms have been flooded with Indian users posting ground-level visuals, calling out the exploitative Chinese caste system. So what is this discovery these trolls are so excited about? Well, they claim the ancient system of scholars, farmers, artisans, and merchants, known as 士农工商, is a hereditary caste hierarchy. Now, this is a complete lie. Historically, this system was an occupational and biological classification based on economic usefulness to the state, not a rigid hereditary order or a religious system based on ritual purity. Wealth and standing did not correspond to these categories, and they were never hereditary in the way the Indian caste system is. Crucially, the key fact these trolls leave out is the imperial examination system. Now, this was a powerful engine of social mobility that existed for over a millennium. In theory, any male child, even the son of a merchant at the bottom of the hierarchy, could study, pass the exams, and ascend to the rank of scholar official, the highest tier of society. While elite families certainly had better access to education, status was earned through merit and academic success, not granted by birthright. And this meritocratic tradition continues today through the Gaokao, China's national college entrance exam, which remains a critical pathway for children from even the poorest families to achieve upward mobility. Unlike the Indian caste system, people in China were not born into these specific classes. So why is this happening now? Why are these trolls so desperate to claim China has a caste system? Well, it's actually hilarious that Indian trolls think they've succeeded or won a narrative victory, when in reality, all they've done is try to paint China with India's shameful caste brush. Even India Today, a leading Indian news magazine and network based in New Delhi, has slammed the trolls, reporting that they lack the most basic understanding of the history they're trying to weaponize. India Today cited experts who find the entire Indian discovery laughable. They are entirely different concepts. It is hilarious to see the arguments as if they've discovered some devastating secret. The ancient concept of 士农工商 was simply an occupational order, not a hereditary caste system. Apparently, some Indians lack basic knowledge about China's historical culture. As Professor Long Xingchun noted, it's a classic case of projection and digital coping. The caste system is one of those deeply rooted, super toxic things in Indian history that's been screwing them over for centuries. That explains why some Indian netizens are so desperate to claim China has a caste system too. It's classic coping. If we drag everyone else down to our level, our own mess doesn't look so bad. The reality is that while China, like everywhere else, struggles with various forms of economic inequality, they are not rooted in a ritual hierarchy of purity and pollution. Attempting to rename every inequality in the world as caste is just a manipulative attempt to deflect from the brutal discrimination that persists in India today, where Dalits are still denied access to water and basic services in many places. Indian trolls and their media supporters are cashing in on these rumours as another example of China bad, but they are lying to you poorly. And on that note, that will be all for today, you guys, but as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Why do you think these Indian trolls think they've achieved a win by lying about China? And why are they so afraid to face the reality of their own social structures? Let me know down below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.